end of British Raj and refugee crisis. And his party, All India Muslim League, had railed for an independent state for Muslims in South Asia. After nearly 2 centuries of rule, British handed over administration to local of subcontinents. Indians struggled for independence. Some of the main personalities are Muhammad Ali Jinnah, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and Jawaharlal Nehru. Their struggle ended with the British finally decided to leave and handing over. When British decided to leave, they devised a partition plan which announced the creation of two independent states. Pakistan was to become a homeland for the Muslim of South Asia after independence. A boundary commission was set up to demarcate borders, which were formally announced on 17 August 1947. However, Pakistan came into being on the 14 August 1947 and many Muslims from all over India made their way to the new country. Thus, millions of people started leaving their homes before the borders of their final destination were formally announced. The Great Migration. The summer of 1947 witnessed the biggest mass migration in human history. Those who could afford to left in planes, ships, or special trains. However, spaces were scarce. Hence, most took regular trains, and the poorest of the poor traveled on foot. The journey of those who migrated were fraught with challenges and difficulty. People often went hungry for days, and diseases were rampant. The riots and violence that they suffered just made it all the more difficult. Trains would often arrive filled with only the dead bodies of passengers. Thousands of refugees boarding a train for Lahore. Due to the overcrowded nature of the trains, people traveled in appalling conditions. Migration of some refugees from East Punjab, India to West Punjab, Pakistan on a bullock cart. An extended family seated on a bullock cart with as many belongings as they could bring. Their journey would have lasted days, if not weeks. Both the people and animals bore the brunt of partition. The refugee camps. Partition saw the division of province of Punjab. During the British Raj, it had a Muslim and non-Muslim ratio of roughly 1:1. Upon the announcement of partition, Hindus, Sikhs, and Muslims who had been friends and neighbors became some of fairest foes. As the independence neared, riots and mass killing ensued. Punjab thus witnessed the bloodiest and one of the largest migrations of people. Camps were set up at various points along both sides of the border. This section showcases image from 1947 and the condition of the migrants coming into Pakistan from India. A group of refugees waiting to settle into their camps. The refugee camps lacked basic arrangements. People used tents, fabric, sticks, and charpoys to create shelters for themselves. Silent warriors, the women of partition. Women were among the worst affected victims of partition. The disorder and displacement made them especially in danger. They were molested, tortured, and kidnapped. Many of the abducted women were forcefully converted to abductors' religion, who also often married them against their will. There are several accounts of women and girls giving up their own lives by jumping into wells, choosing death over the fate that may have awaited them otherwise.